Well, hello. I think I have everything around me. It's a lot. It's a lot. Tomorrow, my friend Thomas and I are starting the Tour du Mont Blanc. Yeah, you heard it right. Well, good morning everyone, and welcome again to Chamonix. I'm still here, got another month here in this lovely adventure capital of the world, perhaps adventure capital of France, definitely adventure capital of Europe, and I'm planning a little hike. Tomorrow I'm setting off on Tour du Mont Blanc together with my friend Thomas. We're doing it a bit strange, we're doing a bit of a weird one. Tour du Mont Blanc is a 170 or so kilometer hike with about 10,000 height meters up and down. It's something that most people do hiking about 10 or 11 days. We're doing it in 8 days, so it's a really fast hike. But the thing is that I have a 7-month-old baby at home, and I have negotiated with my lovely wife, and I have 4 days or 3 nights off basically. So I can take 3 nights and then I have to come home for a week. And then I can do another 3 nights to do the final part. So I've got 3 nights and 3 nights, and they're split with a week of rest in between for my wife. She's incredibly kind and unselfish to allow me to take 3 nights and 3 nights, in total 6 nights on Tour du Mont Blanc this summer. And I'm so grateful, I'm so excited. I'm really keen to get out. And I need to pack, and that's what I'm doing. It's just surrounded by all this stuff. I know that packing videos is not all that uncommon, but I think I have a different spin on it all, because I'm basically using ultra lightweight gear when I'm trekking, so that I can get away with bringing 6 kilos or so of camera gear. My starting weight on this trek with food, excluding water though, is going to be around 15 kilos. And I want to show you that, and I'm going to explain why it is the best stuff that you could possibly bring as a photographer. If you can be lightweight, if you can be simple as a photographer, you can get a lot done out in nature, you can be comfortable, and you can just shoot more, be inspired, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to quickly have a look at all the gear. We're going to start with the big things. Big thing number 1, this. I did a video about the Kakwa 55 from Durston Gear a couple of weeks ago. That's the backpack I'm bringing on this trek. As you can see, it's almost fully loaded. 55 liters is enough for me to survive for maybe 4 or 5 days out on the trail. After that, I would need to resupply in terms of food. Everything else is fine. I got my tent here. Ultra lightweight Dyneema tent. This one is from Z-Pack or Z-Packs. It's the tent that I've been using the last 5 years. I used first a duplex, realized it's too short. I'm 6'3" and something, or 190 centimeters. So the normal duplex does not work for me. It can handle wind no problem, it can handle rain no problem, but when you combine the two, a little bit of it can splash up underneath the fly sheet. Amazing tent. I think it weighs something like 700 grams, which is remarkable for a tent. Obviously you need trekking poles to pitch this tent. Sleeping pad, one of the big items. I use the Thermarest, Jesus Christ, X-Therm, Neo-Air, X-Therm, something like that. Extra large one because I'm a tall guy, I'm a big guy. This one is perfect for winter camping, perfect for summer camping. I only own one. If I went for a summer-only sleeping pad, I could probably shave 300 grams off my pack. I don't own a summer-only pad, so this inflatable pad is fantastic. I don't bother to roll it up or anything fancy. I just stuff it at the bottom, fold it a little bit. Sleeping bag, I use quilts in summertime. This here is the Enlightened Equipment Revolution, I think it's called, or something similar. I'll put the name down here below. And it's the 0 Fahrenheit or minus 17 Celsius quilt. Now that is overkill for the summer season in the Alps, but you see, this one is the one quilt that does it all for me, the entire spring, summer, autumn season. And it being minus 17 degrees rated means for me that I can sleep comfortably down to -5, -10. Anything colder than that, I would immediately go for my winter sleeping bags. And it being a quilt means it can open up completely, and when it does that, I can use it and I can cover only half my body, I can stick a leg out or whatever, which means I can sleep very comfortably. This one does it all, and it does it all at somewhere around 900 grams which is absolutely fantastic. So it's a wonderful, wonderful down quilt by Enlightened Equipment backpack, tent, sleeping bag, and sleeping pad. That's less than 4 kilos. Since I have a winter version of the sleeping pad and a winter version of the quilt, it makes them a bit heavier. I could easily drop a kilo by going summer version on both of those, but I don't do that. I believe in flexibility. I believe in having gear that will work for many seasons, and also that way I don't have to spend money, and also I never have to worry that if it's a really cold night in the mountains that I will freeze. This stuff, it just gets the job done, okay? Something that I think all photographers should carry at all times is a butt pad. You know, we're always sitting around waiting for sunset, waiting for sunrise. We're crawling around in the mud. Having a little butt pad with you is fantastic. And when I'm out camping, this serves as kind of like the doormat of my tent. So as I take off my shoes before I go inside, I don't have to step in the mud. This comes with me on every freaking trek. I'm only trekking 3 nights. The weather forecast on such a short-term thing is extremely reliable. On day 4, there is a forecast for maybe 0.7 millimeters of rain or something like that. So I'm bringing a poncho. This is a Ultrasil Nano Tarp poncho from Sea to Summit. 230 grams of weight, it says on it. It's ultra lightweight. I hate rain pants. I hate rain jackets. Gore-Tex is the mother of all evil. It's bad for nature, it's bad for me, it makes me sweaty and clammy. Yes, I use it in technical terrain when it's raining, because what else can I do? But when I'm trekking and I'm out for a shorter trek, a poncho is fantastic. It protects me, it protects my bag. I don't need to bring separate rain covers and all these things. And it's ultra lightweight, and it's good enough for everything. Let's look at my poop kit. I do have such a thing. Got some folded toilet papers, and I got a trowel. You dig your poop into the ground, you do not leave it visible ever. The toilet paper I pack home with me. I bring it home, I put it in the trash. You don't leave toilet paper lying around in nature. Whatever you do not put toilet paper under a rock and walk away. People will move those rocks eventually, maybe to stake out a tent or something, and then they find your toilet paper there. And also your toilet paper under a rock does not decompose anywhere nearly as fast as it would if you're actually digging it into the ground. Or you can burn it as well if there's no fire risk. I got a big pot. I do have those tiny little 650 milliliter ultra lightweight one. This is a 1.1 liter cooking pot from Tokes. The reason I love this one so much is because I eat a lot of soups when I'm out trekking, and this here allows me to cook a soup from scratch. So on these 3-night, 4-day trek, I will be first leaving a village, and I'll be passing through a village on day 2, which means I can resupply, get some fresh veg and things like this, so I can actually make a nice soup when I'm out. So a 1 liter pot, it doesn't weigh much more than a 650 milliliter pot would. Comes with a frying pan that I've actually never used as a frying pan. One day maybe I'll find a use for it and fry some eggs or something, but just hasn't happened yet. Small gas canister, don't need more than that for such a short trek. And of course I have a stove. I use the DeSoto Windmaster, I think it's called. Not DeSoto, Soto. And it has obviously the little thing to go on top to make it a pot stand. Super lightweight, has a piezo igniter built in. I always buy kitchen with that built in because I think it's so freaking handy. Long handle spoon. If you're eating these dehydrated meals, and I'll be eating at least 2 of these on this trek, you want to have a long handle spoon so you can get to the bottom. Really, really helpful. And I got that packed in this little Dyneema bag that came with the tent, because I don't put the tent back in this bag ever. I use it as my food bag instead. Let's jump into the water filtration, water kit. Hugely important. I use a water filter from the brand Platypus. Looks like that. This one is called the Quick Drop. It's the same as all the other water filters. It takes out bacteria, it takes out some other things. It doesn't take out viruses or heavy metals. You need different things for that. None of that is really a danger here in the Alps. This one would not be adequate in a place like Nepal. It would not be adequate in a place like the Amazon, because there you need to also purify the water, not just filter it. Comes with a 1 liter bag. It's super easy to fill because of the big opening. Fill it with water, screw it in, filter it into This cheapo, super lightweight, like 30-40 gram bottle I just get in the supermarket whenever I travel. No weight, easy to replace, super cheap, comes with water in it, can you imagine? If I have knowledge that I'm going to be moving through country where there's no water for a while, I have this 20 gram extra 1 liter, and of course I leave this full of dirty water, this one with clean, this one with clean, which means I can carry a total of 3 liters of water. Something that is ingenious with this one is that it actually has a cap to it, which screws on really easily when it's wet and really complicated and hard when it's dry. But you can basically seal this up and put it in your sleeping bag if you have freezing temperatures. If you allow a water filter like this to freeze, it can break the hollow fibers that makes up this kind of filter. You can see them inside there. If they're full of water, the water freezes, they expand and they crack and break the hollow fibers, and it's no longer functional as a filter. So you basically screw that up, now it's watertight, put that in the sleeping bag, make sure it stays warm overnight. Fantastic solution. Clothing-wise, that is interesting is what I'm wearing, I think. At least I think so. Columbia hiking shirts, SPF 40 built in. Love these. I have 4 or 5 of them in different colors. They are lightweight. They are sort of odor resistant. They claim to be, and they are for a day or two, then they're not. But they give so much shade, and they are so light, and they're so quick drying. So the Columbia trekking shirts, I love them. Darn tough, 3/4 length socks, the light version with cushioning. The best socks I've ever had. I'm bringing 2 pairs, one to wear and one to sleep in, and also to cycle into in case these get muddy, dirty or whatever. Together with the Columbia, I'm wearing a pair of running shorts. These are Patagonia running shorts. I do my treks in summer only in running shorts because, you know, this is how big they are. That's how much they weigh. It's super breezy. Why would I bother with pants if they're just gonna get sweaty and wet and it's just unnecessary weight? Even trekking shorts, weight-wise, 200-300 grams. These ones, maybe 80. Like, why would I bother carrying all that extra weight when I can get away with something this light? And the final item of clothing is my really incredibly ugly sun hat from the North Face. It's perhaps one of the better looking sun hats I've found. That said, all sun hats are some of the most ugly things on the planet. But I think we need to normalize ugly hats. Sun hats like this, when you're out trekking and it's, you know, 30 degrees warm, because the forecast is for 30 degrees Celsius. What's that, like high 80s in Fahrenheit? It's gonna be stinking hot every day that I'm out on the trail, and I don't like putting sunscreen too much in my face because I feel like it's just sweaty and slimy and it's not nice. And finally, shoes-wise, I'm trekking in these Salomons. Genesis is the model. Comfortable. I don't wear trekking shoes. I don't wear trekking boots in summertime when I'm alone. The benefit of trekking shoes or trekking boots is not necessarily that they're high. High is great for cold weather or wet weather. The most of the stability in a shoe comes in the sole, and these kind of running shoes, trail running shoes, they are not stable. But I have very strong ankles because I do a lot of trekking. I train proprioception, so I train the balance of my feet. And I take care of my feet, so trekking shoes or trail running shoes is adequate for me. And actually in there is my massage ball. I bring a cork ball when I trek. It's really nice after like a 20-kilometer day of trekking to sit there and roll out the feet. It's so comfortable. So this one comes in and it weighs almost nothing. I bring a knife. This is the Gerber something or other. The reason I love this Gerber, and I think this should be in every nature photographer's pocket, is of course I want a knife with me when I'm out in nature. But what's beautiful with this one is that it has, I'm not sure if that is focusing, might be, might not be, I can't see from here, a bit driver. And I have a T25 bit in here, which is perfect for my Gitzo carbon fiber tripod. It has an awl to make holes, and it has a really good large scissor. As a photographer, having a bit drive, and also in workshop I bring this one, and I bring a couple of different of these bits, you know, the most common tripod or camera sizes, so that you can tighten plates, you can tighten down other people's tripod. It's really, really nice. And I'm realizing I'm still wearing the ugly hat, but let's normalize the hat, let's keep wearing it. Ugly, but great. Bring a small little pouch, which has a repair kit for my sleeping pad, because it's inflatable. I also have in here a notebook and a fountain pen. I love my fountain pens, so that's coming with me. This is my tiny first aid kit. Got some ibuprofen, some bandages. That's all you need, right? Compass. I don't have a map in front of me. I'm gonna go buy a map today. I never ever go trekking without a paper map and a compass. As some of you might know, I'm a certified international mountain leader. I'm trained and authorized to lead people through the mountains. This is part of what I do for a living when we're on photography expeditions. As a guide, I never, ever rely on GPS maps. I rely on a paper map and a compass. And I do that to keep my skills fresh. I do that because in an emergency, that's the only stuff that will work after a couple of days when everything else has lost its battery. I can navigate in total darkness or in a complete whiteout or in fog and still go from A to B reliably. I even know how many steps I need to take in uphill, downhill and flat, in ugly or simple terrain to achieve 100 meters. So I have all those skills, I need to keep them fresh, and the only way to do that is navigating with a map and compass. Oh yeah, I have a head torch as well, but Petzl something or other, Swift RL, great, very bright. I got a drone, DJI Mini Pro 3. This is the Hyperlight mountain gear camera pod large. Fits a camera, A7R5, it's currently filming me, and also a brand new lens which is also filming me, which is the 1635G. So it's the PZ LED, the power zoom lens, and I just, I guess you would say, downgraded from the G Master to this one. It weighs like half of what my old G Master lens did. It's an f4 instead of an f2.8. But in all honesty, I have never even shot my 1635 G Master at f2.8, so why would I even carry that around? It's just clumsy, it's heavy. This lens is actually sharper than the old 1635 G Master. I also got my second new lens for the season, FE 20-70G f4. So 20-70 f4, that's delicious. Like 16-35, for many treks I would leave that at home because this one starts at 20. Yes, I know from all the reviews that I read that this one is not exceptionally sharp at 20 millimeters, but from 24 to 70 it is tack sharp. One lens to rule them all. One landscape lens, 20 millimeter to 70 millimeters. That's freaking fantastic. And together with that, I'm bringing this one, Tamron 70-180. This is the first version. Incredibly light, it's like 700-800 grams, it's incredibly sharp. And if I need longer than 180, I will just crop in. Case, filter kit, 3-stop, 6-stop, 10-stop, and a polarizer. All my lenses, except the 70-180, which I never really use filters on, has these magnetic filters, and I'm using the magnetic filter covers on all of them. I got that from Case years ago. I still love it, I still use it like all the time, it's great. Sony shutter release, Bluetooth release to my camera. I love being able to shoot without touching the camera. Bringing 3 batteries, 1 in the camera and 2 extra. A little pouch. I have a red dot on one side and a green paper dot on the other. Green up means that it's charged, and if I turn it, well, you can guess, it's exhausted. You know, it took me 10 years or so of working as a professional photographer to figure that out. This one is full of memory cards. I use the Lexar 128 gig, the fastest ones of the SD card they have. I got like 3 or 4 pairs in here, and I got 1 extra micro SD for the DJI Pocket 3. Well, so yeah, I have the DJI Pocket 3, which is currently filming me, together with the DJI Mic 2, which is here. I got a filter kit for the DJI Pocket, but I'm obviously only bringing 2 filters, 1 for low light and 1 for extreme sunlight. I find that you get almost perfect 50 frames per second if you allow it to sit in auto and you just have 1 filter for extreme light and 1 filter for low light, and then you just switch between the 2. I typically bring either the ND32 or ND64 and then the ND256, and that gets sorted that out. Battery, power bank, 10,000 milliamp. This one is from Anker. It's the Redux, I think, 10,000 milliamp. I used it for years. Lightweight, cheap, and works great. It has USB-C. And I have a USB-C cable. That's all the cables I'm bringing. With this one I can charge the Osmo Pocket, I can charge the A7R batteries if I need. In my mind, there is one tripod that is better than all the other lightweight tripods in the world. And it's from a brand that I don't love when it comes to their heavier products, and that's Gitzo. This one is the Gitzo 1545, if I'm not misremembering, which is a travel tripod. It's a tripod that weighs around 1 kilo, and it is phenomenal. So incredibly stable. I've seen this website called the Center Column. The Center Column, I don't know who runs it, but they basically point some kind of laser thing at tripods to measure how quickly vibrations dies out in the material. And this is the lightest tripod that has the highest rating that was acceptable in terms of rating versus weight for me. So it's a 1 kilo or so tripod, absolutely phenomenal, packs down small, super stable. It comes with me on every place or every trip that I'm going to where I have to do a lot of trekking. I also have a Really Right Stuff, which is a full size, like up to eye level for me, much heavier, beefier tripod, weighs about 1.5 kilos. That one comes with me on stuff where I do day treks or treks, it's not as much. And the ball head that sits on here, the Arca Swiss P0, is an inverted ball head, and my view, one of the best ball heads in the world. It weighs only like 300 grams something, super lightweight, super easy to use, no problem with gloves, no problem with rain, no problem with anything. It's a phenomenal ball head. The other one I use is a Acratech. It's the biggest they have from Acratech that I use. I use that one when I am doing either shorter treks or if I'm doing something where I also want to be able to use it as a gimbal tilted when I do wildlife. A trash bag, and the trash bag will go inside of my backpack to protect all of this from rain. I don't love using these rain covers that sit on the outside, and especially on this trip when I'm wearing a poncho, the poncho will go over the backpack, so I don't need it. And that, my friends, is everything that I'm bringing on the Tour de Mont Blanc starting tomorrow. Thomas is coming tonight. We're gonna have dinner, and then tomorrow morning we set off on our adventure along the Tour du Mont Blanc. I will be filming the adventure, of course, and on top of that I will also be making a video sharing how I picked the route that I picked on the Tour de Mont Blanc, why I did it, how I picked the camp spots, because we're camping, that I want to use to maximize photography potential. My thought process for this, I will record all that when I come back because I do not have time now. And that is all for today. Thanks guys and gals for watching, and I will see you next week, probably from the Tour de Mont Blanc, out trekking in 30 degrees heat, the glorious sunshine and the beautiful mountain. Cheers everyone. This coffee is cold.